Good morning, students. In previous class, we have discussed about History 6th lesson, Early Revolts Against British Rule in Tamil Nadu. In that lesson, we have discussed Palayams and Palayakas. What is meant by Palayam? The word Palayam means a domain, a military camp, or a little kingdom. How was Palayam divided? Palayam divided into two, the eastern Palayams and the western Palayam. The eastern Palayams were Satur, Nahalapuram, Etepuram and Panjalam Kurishi. And the western Palayams were Utumalai, Talavankotai, Nadavan Kurunchi, Singampatti, Setur. Then we discussed Palaykaras revolts against the British. Which year started the Palaikar revolt against the British means 1755 started the Palaikar revolts up to 1801. Then we discussed revolt of Pulithevu 1755 to 1767, confederacy and alliance with enemies of the British. Confederacy means agreement and alliance with the enemies of the British. Kalakadu battle. In the Kalakadu battle, British was defeated. Yusuf Khan and Pulithevar. How was Pulithevar defeated by the British? Then we discussed Velu Nachiyar 1730 to 1796. After the death of Muthu Vadigar, Velu Nachiyar escaped with her daughter and lived under the protection of Gobala Nayak. Who is Gobala Nayak? Gobala Nayak spearheaded the famous Dindukal Lake, which was formed with the Lakshmi Nayak of Anaparai and Pojai Nayak of Devanampatti. Then we discussed rebellions of Veerapandiya Kattabomman. He started the rebellions against the British 1790 to 1799. Then confrontation with Jackson, appearance before Madras Council, Kattabomman and the confederacy of Palayakas. Kattabomman and the agreement of the Palayakas. How was Panjalam Kurichi captured by the British? The siege of Panjalam Kurichi, execution of Kattabomman. The Kattabomman was hanged from a tamarind tree in the old fort of Kayathar, close to Tirunelveli in the front of the fellow Palayakas. Today class we are going to discuss the Mardam brothers. We have already seen in the revolt of Veerapandiya Kattabomman against the British, Mardu brothers would have started the South Indian Confederacy and Kattabomman would be interested in joining that confederacy, but the collector Lushington will prevent him. Anyway, he will meet the Mardu brothers and they will have a confrontation against the British. Now we will see detailed about the revolt of the Mardu brothers against the British. Mardu brothers. Periya Marudu is also called as Vella Marudu. He was born in the year 1748 and died in the year 1801. And his younger brother named as Chinna Marudu. He was born in the year 1753 and died in the year 1801. They were able general of Muthu Vadigar of Sivagangai. So after the defeat of Muthu Vadigar by the British in the Kalayar Koil battle, this Mardu brothers will help Velu Nachiyar to escape from the British. Mardu brothers were the reason how Velu Nachiyar was able to recapture the throne. He already know that the Veerapandiya Kattabomman was in good relationship with Mardu brothers. After the death of Veerapandiya Kattabomman, Mardu brothers worked with his brothers. Worked with his brothers means Umathurai and Chevattai. They together destroyed the granaries of the British and caused great damage to them. Even though Kattabomman, which year was hanged? Kattabomman was hanged out in the year 1799. Again the rebellion broke out in 1800 by the Mardu brothers. Now we are going to see rebellion of Mardu brothers 1800 to 1801. According to British records, it was conceded as the Second Poligar War. So the first Poligar was revolt of Veerapandiya Kattabomman against the British. And the second Poligar was the revolt of Mardu brothers, who were the members of Confederacy. It was directed by Convent consisting of Marudu Pandian of Sivagangai, Gopala Nayak of Tindukal, Kerala Varma of Malabar, and Krishnappa Nayak and the Dandojim of Mysore. They were the member of that union. The rebellion broke out. So which year broke out means the rebellion broke out in the year 1800 in April, and it was considered as the Second Poligar War, and this was directed by the members of the Confederacy. In 1800, the members of the Confederacy met at Virupachi. They decided to revolt against the British. The revolt broke out in Coimbatore in June 1800. The British came to know about this and they declared a war on the Krishnappa Nayak of Mysore, Kerala Varma of Malabar and others. Finally, the Palekas of Coimbatore, Satyamangalam and Tarapuram were caught and they were hanged by the British. In February 1801, the two brothers of Umathurai and Sevathai escaped from the prison of Panjalam Kurushi. They reached the place called as Kamuti. From there, Chinnamarudu saved them and took them to the Siruvayal, which was the native place of Palekas. Then they reconstructed the Panjalam Kuruchi fort. The British troops under Colin Macaulay, on knowing that, they went and recaptured the Panjalam Kuruchi. Mardu brothers, along with the Umaithurai and Savathai, shifted to Sivagangai. The British ordered Mardu brothers hand over Umaithurai and Savathai to them, but Mardu brothers refused it. So the British appointed Colonel Agnew and Colonel Innes to arrest Umaithurai and Savathai. Colonel Ignace and Colonel Agnew, along with their forces, they went to Sivagangai to arrest them. The next we come to Proclamation of 1801. What does mean by proclamation? Proclamation means an open statement or announcement given to the public. So the Proclamation of 1801 is also called the Tiruchirappalli Proclamation. In this proclamation of 1801, it is the unite against the British, irrespective of caste, greed and religion. This notice pasted on the walls of Nawab Palace in Tiruchirappalli and on the walls of Srirangam Temple. So after this proclamation, the British were very much angry with the Madhu brothers. They wanted to defeat the Madhu brothers. On the other side, many part of the Palekas, they all joined with the Madhu brothers, and Chinnamarudu individually collected. So Chinnamarudu, he was individually collected 20,000 Sipais to fight against the British. On the British side, Colonel Agnew and Colonel Innes were already the focus, and along with them forces from Bengal, Ceylon and Malaya. The Rajas of Pudukkottai, Ettayapuram and Tanjavur, they were also joined with the British. British followed the policy of divide and rule policy followed by the British, so they split the forces of the Palekas soon. Then we are going to see fall of Sivagangai. How was Sivagangai fell into the hands of the British? The English attacked the rebels in Tanjavur and Tiruchirappalli in the year 1801 May. The rebels went to Piranmalai and Kalayar Koil. They were again defeated by the forces of the English. In the end of the superior military strength and the able commander of English company prevailed. The rebellions failed. The Sivagangai Sivagangai were annexed in the year 1801. So Sivagangai annexed with the British, or annexed means adding or joining. So Sivagangai was annexed with the British in the year 1801. The Mardu brothers were executed in the fort of Tirupattur near Ramanathapuram on 24th October 1801. So when was Mardu brothers executed? Mardu brothers was executed in the year 1801. Umathurai and Sevathai, they were also captured and beheaded at Panjalam Kurichi on 16th November 1801. 73 rebels were exiled to the Penang in Malaya. Exile means they will be taken to other country. So 23 rebels were exiled. So they will taken to the other countries in Malaya. Though the Palekas fell to the English, they exploit and the sacrifices inspired later generations. Thus the rebels of Mardu brothers, which is called as the South Indian rebellions, is a landmark event in the history of Tamil Nadu. Then we are going to see Carnatic Treaty. After the fall of Sivagangai, after the defeat of Mardu brothers, Carnatic Treaty was signed. Carnatic Treaty was signed in the year 1799 and 1800 to 1801. According to the Treaty of Carnatic, the British assumed direct control over Tamilagam, and the Palayam system came to an end with the demolition of the all forts and the disbandment of their army. So this is the Paleka system came to an end. The next we are going to see Dhiran Chinnamalai. Dhiran Chinnamalai. He was born in the year 1756 and died in the year 1805. Born as Tirthagiri in 1756. His fathers given the name of Tirthagiri. Then later he was called as Dhiran Chinnamalai. Dhiran was well trained in Silambu, archery, horse riding and modern weapons. He was involved in resolving families and land disputes, land problems in the Congo region. Congo region was under the control of Mysore Sultan. Tipu's Diwan Muhammad Ali collected the taxes in Congo region. On the way of his return, Tirthagiri took away the money from him from the Diwan of Muhammad Ali. He led Diwan and ordered him to tell his king that a man named as Chinnamalai, who is in between Sivamalai and Chinnamalai, took away the tax money. Thus he got the name Dhiran Chinnamalai. After the Tipu Sultan's death, Dhiran Chinnamalai built a fort and fought the British without leaving the place. So this place is called as the Odonilai. He launched he attacked guerrilla warfare. He launched the guerrilla attack. The guerrilla attack means sudden attack and evade capture. Finally, the English captured him. English captured the Dhiran Chinnamalai and his brothers and kept them in prison in Sangagiri Fort. When they were asked to accept the rule of the British, they refused to accept the British rule. So they were hanged at the top of the Sangagiri Fort on 31st July 1805. Next we are going to see Vellore Revolt, started in the year 1806. Before studying about the Vellore Revolt, first we should know the reason that led to the Vellore Revolt, and also we should know how the major part of Tamil Nadu went into the hands of the British and how the British got supremacy power of ruling Tamil Nadu. Before reducing all Palekaras of South Tamil Nadu into submission, the East India Company had acquired the revenue districts of Salem, Dindigul at the conclusion of the war with Tipu in the year 1792. Coimbatore was added with the British at the end of the Anglo-Mysore War in the year 1799. So in the year 1792, there was a war between Tipu Sultan and the British. Tipu Sultan was defeated. Revenue district Salem and Dindigul came under the control of the British. British defeated Palekaras of South Tamil Nadu. In the year 1799, British captured Coimbatore in Anglo-Mysore War. In 1798, Raja of Tanjavur gave sovereign rights to British. Sovereign rights to British means governing rights to the British. In the year 1799, British defeated Kattabomman. Then, in the year 1801, they defeated the Mardu brothers. Again in 1801, British charged Arcot Nawab for their disloyalty and forced them to sign at treaty places like North Arcot, South Arcot, Tiruchirappalli, Madurai and Tirunelveli. These all the places came under the control of the British. Now we are going to see grievances of Indian soldiers. But the resistance did not die out. The disposed little kings and feudal chieftain continued to deliberate on the future course of action against the British company. The outcome was the Vellore Revolt. Vellore Revolt, which year started? 1806. The main objectives, main condition for last ditch fight existed on the eve of the revolt. The Sipai. The Sipai in the British Indian army nursed a strong sense of the resentment over they got only the little salaries or low salaries and poor prospects of promotion. So British, they didn't give promotion. So Indian soldiers got only the little salary. So the English army officer scant respect for the social and religious sentiment of the Indian Sepoy and also angered them. The state of peasantry from which class the Sepoy have been recruited also bothered them much. With a new experiment in land tenures causing unsettled conditions and famine breaking out in the year 1805. Many of the Sipais and families were tired in economic straits. The most opportunity situation come with the sons and the family members of Tipu being interned in Vellore Fort. The trigger for the revolt came in the form of new military regulation notified by the Commander-in-Chief Sir John Corduck. According to the new regulation, the Indian soldiers were asked to not wear the caste mark or a ring with in uniform. So caste mark means the British prohibited religious mark on the forehead. They were to be clear shaven on the chin and the maintain uniformity about how their mustache looked. The new turbans. New turban means hat added fuel to fire. Most of the objectionable addition was the leather cockade made of animal skin. The Sipa gave enough for warning by refusing to wear the new turbans. Yet the company administration did not take heed. Then outbreak of the revolt. So next we are going to see outbreak of the revolt. Outbreak of the revolt was started by the Sipais on 10th July 1806. On early hours, gun were booming and the Indian Sipais of 1st and the 23rd Regiment raised their standard of revolt. Colonel Fancourt, who was commander, he was the commander in garrison. First Indian soldiers killed him. Colonel Fancourt was the first victim. Then they killed Colonel Macaras of 23rd Regiment was killed in next. Major Armstrong, who was passing the fort, heard the sound of firing. When he stopped inquiry, he was showered with bullets. About a dozen other officers were killed. Dozen means 12 officers. Dozen means 12. So other officers were also killed within a hour or so. Then we are going to see jealous spy brutality. Major Coots. Major Coot, he was outside of the fort, informed Colonel Gillespie, the cavalry commander in Arcot. Gillespie reached the fort with a squadron of cavalry under the command of Captain Young at 9 a.m. In the meantime, the rebels proclaimed Faith Hyder, Tipu Sultan. He was the eldest son as their new ruler and hoisted the tiger flag of Mysore Sultan in the fort. But the uprising was crushed by the Colonel Gillespie, who threw the wind all the war's ethics. In the course of suppression, according to an every witness account, 800 soldiers were found dead in the front of in the fort alone. 600 soldiers were kept in the confinement in Tiruchirappalli and Vellore, awaiting inquiry. Then we are going to see consequences of the revolt. 6 of the revolts convicted. Convicted means to find guilty by the court of inquiry were blown from the guns. 5 were shot dead. 8 were hanged. Tipu Sultans were ordered to be sent to Calcutta. The officers and men engaged in the suppressed of the revolt, were rewarded with prize money and promotion. Colonel Gillespie was given 7,000 pagodas. However, the commander-in-chief, Sir John Cordack, and the General Agnew and Governor William Pentic were held responsible for the revolt. So they were removed from their office and recalled to England. The British regulation were treated as withdrawn. Then estimated of the revolt. The Vellore revolt failed. Why this revolt was failed? Because there were no immediate help from outside. That's only this revolt was failed. Recent studies show that the organizing part of the revolt was done perfectly by the Subedar Sheikh Adam and the Sheikh Hamid and the Jamindar Sheikh Hussain of 2nd Battalion of 23rd Regiment and 2 Subedars and the Jamikar Sheikh Kazim of 1st Battalion of 1st Regiment. Vellore revolt and all foreboding of the Great Rebellions of 1857. So after this revolt only started the Great Revolt. Great Revolt was started in the year 1857. This revolt also called as First War of Indian Independence. The only difference was that there was no civil rebellion following the mutiny. In the 1806 revolt was not confined to Vellore Fort. It had its echoed in Bellary, Vajidabad, Hyderabad and Bangalore. So I have completed this lesson. Today class what we discussed? Today class we discussed Mardu Brothers Revolt. The Mardu Brothers Revolts, rebellion of Mardu Brothers, when was started? 1800 to 1801. Then Vellore Revolt, 1806. Please note on the assignment. 2 marks. Highlight the essence of the Tiruchirappalli Proclamation of 1801. Then detail. Highlight the tragic fall of Sivagangai and its outcome. Then 5 marks. Account for the outbreak of Vellore Revolt in 1806. Thank you, students.